when you take a quiz in high school, do they let you use your books? How long you been doing fiberglass for?
What's fiberglass do? MEKP, that is methyl ethyl kental peroxide.
Close.
So like it's organic, meaning we're allowed to dump it in the rocks outside when we're done with it.
Just a few meters away, Alan and Dave continue work on the ever-evolving shop mascot. The next item on the agenda, install a new supercharger for the car's engine. It's a long process, and patience is not one of Alan's virtues.
It'll be a while. I have to prep the new one. Boring. Clean the intake surface off. So it's just basically just the boring stuff now.
I'm out of here.
Tell me when you got the go fast going.
We're definitely behind. Done yet? Done yet? Done yet?
Oops, did I drop a bolt in there?
We're cool.
Back to the door panel. After an hour of curing, it looks like the methyl ethyl ketone peroxide has done the trick.
Next step we got to do after our fiberglass hardens here is we got to do a little shaping, add a little material to fill in some of these spots. Get this, see, we have a line in here, and we actually just want this to kind of smooth right out and kind of have a little bit of a roll.
The first step to smoothing out the rough spots, fill in the holes. Jeremy applies a special fibre-thick filler to the door's shell. Once he's finished the initial application and smoothing, he spreads a second, lighter material to fill in any remaining gaps. Then another round of sanding to file down the new coat. Next comes a full layer of epoxy resin. And once that's smooth, another go with the files and sanders. The door panel is shaping up, but Jeremy still isn't satisfied. He applies another coat of resin for good measure. And then, the door panel gets a thick spray-on primer that flows into any remaining crevices. It's taken 6 hours of hard work and skilled artistry. But once the final coat is dry...
Presto, we have a painted panel.
While Jeremy admires his new creation, Dave and Alan are still toiling away on the estate car. And just like Jason's Lincoln, this new tricked-out ride will resemble a cinema that speeds.
This is how it drives. This is the position. You'll see it putting the TVs out the side. Once you open that back gate, when we're all said and done, this is what you're going to see. Opens up, shows you a couple more TVs just in case you can't quite focus on the 17 there. The 702 Motoring Hummers, the reason why we always put one of these vehicles together is to show a person how far you can really go with a vehicle. It's not every day someone comes in and spends $200,000 on a vehicle. But once you've explained and showed them all the steps and give them a reason to take maybe half the steps, it's a lot easier to sell a $70,000 upgrade.
Upgrades to the new shop car cost Alan $70,000, but the original car is only worth about $50,000. Maths might not be their strongest subject, but in the custom car world, as in Las Vegas and Los Angeles, looks are everything. And when it comes to his own ride, Jason couldn't agree more. But his car still has a long way to go before it can hold its own with the likes of these tricked-out machines. Luckily, Alan has some of the best in the business working for him. And the 702 family has just grown by 2. John and Casey, also known as...
The twins, is what we like to call them. We got John and Casey here. We call them the twins around here because they work so well together.
At least I do.
Well, John does. Casey supervises well. John works well. Yeah, they got a little similarity.
We're not going to pass for any twins anytime soon.
No.
Casey and John might not pass for actual twins, just as Jason's Continental doesn't yet pass for a true custom ride. But these will help. The one-off interior panels are back from the paint shop. Jeremy and James get cracking on the installation.
Should put the dash up.
Yeah, if you just paint that black, it'll hide that and you'll be good. Except when the screen lights up.
Jason is here to check on the progress. His dream car is shaping up. Jeremy and James are almost ready to wire the car's new electronic system.
We'll start from the dash, mounting up TVs, gauges, all that good stuff, getting that all wired up, and work our way back. If we get those wires done, then we can start putting the back part together, the rear console and the rear seat.
Putting the TV monitor in the dashboard is one thing. Getting it to work is another matter entirely. Luckily, James, the resident electronics expert, is on hand to help.
Is there something we're missing here? Because this should fire right up. The AC. There we go.
The new custom fiberglass panels should slide right into place. But as is often the case on an older model, it's not easy to match the fiberglass with the original metal. But the team at 702 is a tenacious bunch. They prepare to spend the rest of the day making the necessary adjustments.
It'll slide right over, but it's got
Is it hitting that metal thing?
Oh, yeah.
Bad?
Yeah. I've got like that much space between the metal bracket, and it sits level with the metal bracket.
So we need to cut that out.
Yep, we have to.
Well, all right again.
Take two.
Like I said, going back out.
It's delicate work. Jeremy and James take care not to damage the fascia's glossy finish. One false move, and it's back to the refinishing table. A waste of time and money.
It's almost in. A couple little things here and there, and we'll be good to go.
After a few last-minute adjustments, they're ready to try again. And this time...
Gorgeous.
It's a perfect fit.
You can get the kick panels over here. So we got all of our wires ran.
The car is taking shape, but they still have a lot to do. Alan cracks the whip.
Are we done yet?
It's not.
not
So
done
what
yet?
are you going to do to fix it?
Jason isn't laughing. He wants his car finished and on the road. Alan pitches in and lends a hand to help move things along.
I don't like that sound. Go ahead, you can finish it. I'm on the verge of breaking it.
I didn't even think about this, but we got to throw some juice to that TV just for
You got a battery?
fun. Want my 12 volt?
I got one right here.
We're going to test the TV out here. We just took power up to it, and we think we see a vertical line pixel missing. So we're going to throw some video source to it to make sure that we're seeing what we're seeing, right? We may have to pull this thing back out. And
Could be that we ought to use a control
yeah,
panel, too.
it could be a number of things. So we'll run a few tests before we go that route, but we may have to pull this back out and see what's wrong with the TV. Yeah, we might want to.
A few tests, and their worst fears are confirmed.
Yeah, here we are. Dash back out of the car, unfortunately. We had a problem with the TV. Got a line going right through the middle of it. It's kind of a bum thing, you know, when we had it all in and was making good progress. These are the kind of things that slow you down, but it's just part of the job. Got a new one here. We're gonna swap her out and test her out and put her back in and keep on going. Looks like we won.
Alan has given up on the Lincoln for the moment and is back at work on the monster that will be the shop's new mascot. He fancies himself as a computer whiz, but this is no home PC. The evolving 702 Hummer will have quite a brain controlling all of its navigation and audio-visual functions.
Since we got a lot of bass and annoying sound and vibration in there, we have to take some extra steps to make sure that we're not going to blow this poor little hard drive up. This guy is kind of like a record player with almost like a needle structure.